Today we have some exciting news. It's the 30th of December. Now we have all of the IPD components. This is fantastic. So let us explore this a little bit further. We can see we have very popular implants. The Astra, we've got Biomet 3i, we have Dentium, which is often asked for, the MIS, the Medentis, Megagan is another one, Noble Bicare, Ostem implants, Straumann, Zimmer, so we've got a whole range of scan bodies and analogs. Let us explore what this looks like. So I'm going to go into the Astra and we got all of these analogs together with the scan bodies. I'm going to open up the MIS and we're going to import something into the scene. So let us grab the standard one and append. Now with the MIS we will note that we have a screw on the side, which is actually quite interesting because it can further stabilize the analog. Now this will then all be embedded inside the model. And here is the actual analog, so I'm going to hide this, and these tubes become part of our structure. Now these tubes have been made by Blenderfordental, so we do have videos on how to make these as well with your own implant system. With the IPD we have different scan bodies, so this depends on which one you're using. Now the part number is on the left hand side, so you will have to choose the scan body that you're using and then you will delete the ones that you're not using. So let us join these together. In transparent mode we will then link them all up. And then of course we would use the ICP alignment module to align this to a certain position within the model. Hypothetically, we're going to move this into a canine position. Just say something like this. And now we're going to explore what we can do with the abutments. Again, IPD abutments. Again, we have a whole range of corresponding ones. Here we have the Astra and different diameters, and each one will open up with a folder of different components. Now they all have different collar heights and different lengths and retention and so forth. There are literally thousands of components. We shall now look at the MIS. We're going to use a standard one, and again we've got a lot of different parts, which means a lot of flexibility, from short tubes to extremely long ones for retention. We will select an average one and append it into the scene. Now from our component module in our videos, we know that this is made up of the actual abutment, and we've got an abutment sleeve. Notice how the lower section has been clogged up. This is so that it cannot be copied. Here I'm going to be selecting the outer mesh structure, which becomes our inner fitting surface. And we're going to then link this up exactly like we did before. And then we're going to then snap it to the location. So that's the destination, and we're going to link it to the destination like that, and I'm going to hide the scan body. Now you may wonder how we're going to make a tooth on top of that. If you're wondering how this is done, stick around and continue to watch. In the Wax Up module, we're going to import generic tooth library. I'm going to select one of these teeth. So just say we're going to take the canine. We're going to put this into the position. Say something like this. It's just hypothetical. Alright, now how are we going to join this up? In the crown module, we're going to put this into a certain collection. Note that all tooth libraries have different mesh structures depending whether you made one or whether you have purchased a tooth library. So here, for example, we're going to put in the tooth collection, and that has given me a standard mesh structure. And this is the one that we're working with. I'm going to briefly hide this tooth. And we're going to focus on the actual inner mesh. We're going to go down to the crown module, and we're going to be making a little bit of a tube. Now, if you don't have this menu, this is an updated menu which allows you to extrude it either in the Z direction, up or Z down. Let's see how this goes. Now, this is the wrong direction, and we're going to extrude into the opposite direction. Now what we're going to do is we're going to give it a certain thickness. We're going to leave it at 0.6, which is double that, so it's 1.2, and we're going to accept this tube. This will automatically create a screw hole channel, and this channel we can then use later on. So what I'm going to do is we're going to unhide my restoration, and we can now fuse it together. Note though that we've got this little lip. I don't like this lip, so I'm going to edit this lip. In transparent mode, I'm going to select my vertices like that, proportional editing on. I'm going to rotate this a little bit, grab it, scale it, put it inside this tube like this. That's all we need to do. Then simply select it and then generate implant fixture. And this is about it. It has cut it and it has fused it to my actual component. You can see this blue one is a spare one. Now what we want to do is we still want to make a screw hole. Simply select that, move it up to where you want to cut it, and then we're going to make a cut. Before we make a cut, you will need to know what diameter screw you're going to have. That's the screw head. Simply look it up and change the diameter if you need. Select your crown and then make a hole through it. And that's as easy as it gets. Then if you like, we can still smooth it down. And while we smooth it, the inside surface is completely protected so that we don't damage it while we smooth the crown. Now if you'd like to have these IPD components, you will need the implant and component module. Then simply use the installer for either your PC or your Mac, and that will then reside in your asset folder on your computer. Thank you for watching. This is an exciting day. Hope you like it.